Aaron Rodgers, we talked about yesterday on the show that Bailey found some breaking news. He did not show up to camp, OTAs, mandatory. Robert Saleh came out yesterday when we were leaving the show and said it is inexcusable, but I did speak to him. So basically he said out one ear, it's excused because I talked to him. But in the other end, he said, no, he's finable.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to fine him probably. He's finable. He said he's finable.
Right.
Because it is an excused absence. But I spoke to him.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out. I ain't never seen too many head coaches be this gray area of a guy. And I sent you a video yesterday. I didn't send Bailey, but I sent you a video, I think, about some podcaster talking about he's the worst head coach.
I saw that yesterday. Yeah.
Robert Saleh is the worst head coach.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but I hear you.
Me too. I don't know if he's been a head coach long enough.
Yeah, I don't have enough information.
But I'm just saying, I've never seen a cat this gray area. Let's listen to what he said.
Is Hassan Reddick attending minicamp?
No, so we've got 2 inexcused absences. One obviously being Hassan. Spoke to him over the weekend. Appreciate the dialogue. He's in a really good place mentally, working his tail off like we already know, and but he's choosing to sit out this one inexcused. The second one is Aaron. Aaron and I spoke before OTA started. He's been very good in communication. He's been here the entire time. It's inexcused, but he had an event that was very important to him, which he communicated.
All right, break that down, Smitty. That's our second debate of the day right there, because I'm going to be clear. I got to take that. Listen, I've heard a bunch of veterans speak about it already in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
I've heard a bunch of NFL ex-players come out, and a lot of them, for the most part, dismissed it, right?
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He's good enough to overcome that.
Yeah, it's a 3-day camp.
All right, I'm going to give you the coach's side of it.
Yep.
I'm not even going to give you the player side, because all we heard yesterday was from ex-players. So you're an ex-player.
Yep.
Give me your take. This is Aaron Rodgers, 4-time MVP. 2 times out of the last 4-year MVP.
Guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Best ball spinner maybe of all time.
Okay, so does that have
3-day mandatory camp?
But is there a correlation? And I'm just bringing this up. Is this maybe a correlation as to why he only has 1 Super Bowl?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
You're gonna say it. I'm gonna say
it has 0 to do with that.
I'm gonna say
the reason why he has 1 Super Bowl because he gets an NFC Championship, and either he doesn't perform well in that NFC Championship game specifically, or the defense is shit.
Let me ask you something right there. Let me ask you as a former player.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you as a former player.
Yes.
Did you win during the season or did you win in the off season?
Both.
No, you didn't. Both.
You never. But at the end of the day, this isn't camp. This isn't this ain't training camp. This is a 3-day mandatory camp.
Prep during the season.
And I'm listening to current players because to me, their opinions matter. And I didn't play in the NFL, so I had to listen to what these players said. These stars half the time they go to the camp and they got tennis shoes on, JB.
Maybe I'm just asking.
We just like to hear that they're there because it sounds good in the media, but they're not doing shit half the time.
All I know is this. Winning and championships are built in the off season.
And you're telling me that him not attending this 3-day Jets minicamp is
Smitty.
Come on now.
We talk about this all the time. We talk about stacking shit up. Eventually it stacks up to where you can't go over it. Let's break this down in totality.
Let's break it down.
Okay, he's not there. Is it a big deal for him? Probably not. I don't. There's 2 things that can be true.
Taking my shit.
The motherfucker showing up for 3 days isn't hurting Aaron Rodgers' ability to throw the ball to fucking Garrett Wilson.
It ain't at all.
The inability for him to show up has lost Robert Saleh's ability to control the locker room and the narrative as the manager, CEO, and head coach of this team that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2015. They're the longest. By the way,
it's been a long time.
I don't know how long it's been, but I do know they're the team that hasn't been to the playoffs longer than any other team in football. So however long that is, what is it? 10 years?
I think it might be 2010.
When's the last time the Giants been to the playoffs?
The Jets, Mark Sanchez and them.
So
Wasn't that like 2010?
If I inherit a team, Smitty, and I'm rebuilding a program, which is what he's been doing.
Yes.
Thanks to the GM and everything that they've done.
Yep.
And they've built. 2010, Smitty.
I told you 2010.
2010, this team has been to the playoffs. If you're not building a program from within and have the full buy-in of everybody on there, regardless of your superstar and who he is, there's going to be an issue down the line. Maybe not now. It's not going to affect Aaron Rodgers, who you just said all those great accolades about. It's going to affect the team as a whole. I'm just telling you, as a head coach and a manager of people, this thing is not just optical. All Aaron's cool. We're boys. He's okay. He could miss. If that was the thinking in the case, you could have 1,000 kids miss a day and think they're okay with missing because it's Aaron Rodgers and everyone's going to give him a pass. I'm just telling you, when the leaders actually lead and show up for business and be there, it was a one-day event. All you had to do was show up for the one day. And he don't, I just think it sets the tone and the head coach looks bad because he's a leader, Smitty. I'm just saying, that's where I'm at with it. I'm actually looking at it as maybe Aaron hasn't won more Super Bowls because of what the offseason entails. Remember, he had the same thing go on in Green Bay.
All I'm going to say is this. You make a good point. I understand what you're saying. I think a lot of coaches, you guys reach for stuff, though, in my opinion, as a player. I think if the Jets don't win, you will definitely go back and you will use this as the reason why they didn't win. No matter what, you won't look at what actually happened.
Well, I will, because I just said.
I know, exactly. Yeah. So you won't look at what happened in the actual game itself. You're going to say, well, it goes back to that 3-day camp back in June. If he would have went there, they would have won this game.
Let me ask you.
And I think that we're reaching a lot of times. At the end of the day,
because
Aaron Rodgers has been he was at the involuntary part. You are aware of that, right?
Remember,
it's not like Aaron Rodgers just missed everything. He was at the involuntary part, throwing the ball, as we see in his picture, to his guys, connecting with the locker room. He had some event going on, so he missed the mandatory part. But he went to the involuntary part where he didn't have to be at. So it would be different.
That gives you a pass for missing the voluntary.
He not get a pass. His coach said he's going to get fined. All he's saying is that, listen, he called me, he talked to him. It's not like he missed and I wasn't aware. Look, Aaron Rodgers told me what was going on. He had an event. He's not excused, which means he will get fined. Was it too hot? He's not excused, which means he will get fined. But at the end of the day, like I guess I don't understand what the big deal is. What I'm saying, I don't understand what you're saying. You think is going to happen? Is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. You miss the involuntary to save face with your players, your teammates, but you miss voluntary, which now loses the credibility of your head coach. That is the thing I'm saying. And listen, when it does come back to if they do lose, let me ask you, Smitty, how many times did you do a team building activity in Ball State with your whole entire team and your whole coaching staff?
Yeah, we did it all every summer. All right. That was mandatory.
Go on and beat Alabama, and
we did. We lost both our bowl games.
But your Ball State, your Ball State, your mid-major school.
I mean, none of that.
Building, but winning your level.
We should have won.
So, did anyone miss during those times when you depended on somebody to do something that a brotherly act where I said, "Hey, man, I got to depend on this motherfucker." In the playoffs, it
was college number one, so a totally different beast. Number two, it was mandatory. He's not missing training camp in July, JB.
I get it.
This was a mandatory. We had to go. Mandatory, though. We had to go paint the town red. Is what we call. We had to do all that type of stuff. This is not like, come on, bro.
Like
June?
Do you not know your schedule though?
Yes, and he has something to do.
You don't think he knows his schedule?
He does know his schedule.
So
that's why he told the coach I wasn't gonna be there. He said, if you gotta find me. I got hella money. Go ahead and find me. I can't be here. I've been there for the involuntary the entire time. Communicate with the guys, throwing the reps. We showed the video 2 weeks ago when everybody thought he had re-injured his Achilles. You thought it was blisters in his feet. He's been out there grinding. So it was okay. Boom. I didn't know the story came out, but it was blisters. Yeah, of course. I didn't know what
he'd be out.
Of course, I know that. I'm saying I didn't know it was verified that it was blisters. I'm saying my point being is he's been there. We saw him there. So at the end of the day, I don't see it as a big deal. If they lose, it's because they lost. At the end of the day, if they lose in December, it's not because of a damn 2-3 day camp right here. That's not that where they're not even in fucking full pass. Again, speaking with these players, speaking with James Jones yesterday. Obviously, that's his Aaron Rodgers. It's his guy. You can call him biased, whatever you want to call him. He's like, listen. He's like, dude. Most time when you're a vet, you're a star. You go to these little 3-day camps and you're in tennis shoes. You're not even doing anything. You're just there. And then half the time, the third day, the head coach will call the day off and go take you guys on a team activity or just be off. and you just fuck it. You know, you've been here for 2 days. Go ahead and go enjoy your families. So my point is, based upon all the information that I have from actual guys who actually done it, this isn't that big of a deal, especially since he's actually communicated with the coach. It's not like he left and like Robert Sala had no idea. Like he's aware. He told him what it was. He's working it, and that's what it is. So I don't know. I just, again, it's a player perspective, coach's perspective. I get what you're saying. I think as a player, I'm not tripping too much, you know, over it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think it adds up. Little shit adds up, man, and I just think that eventually it's going to bite you like it has on him.
And Tom Brady didn't always show up to all the little workouts either, by the way. The GOAT, the greatest of all time. Once guys becomes vet.
You don't know what he missed mandatory-wise.
When guys,
I don't remember missing.
When guys become vet.
You know for a fact he missed mandatory shit?
Yep.
No, you know for a fact.
Yep.
You say fact a lot, and it's never fact.
When he's with the Bucks and he was done with that divorce shit.
I don't remember that being mandatory. There's a difference, though. Let me ask you something. Is there not a difference if the head coach Bruce Arians says, you know what, on paper he gets on the mic and says, Tom Brady is dismissed from practice due to whatever, versus Robert Sala getting up there and saying, I spoke to him, but it's inexcused and it's a finable. It's inexcused absence.
Do you know why he did that?
Like, do you not see? Though,
yes, I do.
Do you understand? Bruce Arians won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you know why Robert Sala did that? And he should have spoke. He should have spoke a little better.
It ain't nothing you can do.
He doesn't care that Aaron Rodgers is missing, but he also understands that if I excuse it and I don't fine him, then the rest of the team will be like, oh, damn, so you let Aaron Rodgers do whatever the fuck he wants. So that's why, but he's still getting punished, though.
But
so I'm just saying, that's the mindset. So it's like, if he gets punished, like the rest of us would get punished, then it's like, okay, it's fair game. Then that's what it is.
And let me ask you something. Knock on wood, because I want to see Aaron play.
Please don't even say that.
Because I think this team's as good as anybody if everyone's all healthy. I want to see him play and see what the Jets can do. Because we haven't seen it yet. Last year, I thought they were going to win. Last year, I said the Jets were my team, right?
Yeah.
Aaron goes down 3 plays into the season. So I want to see him play. But God forbid something happens injury-wise again early in the season. You know fucking well, not us, but everyone's going to come out and say some shit like this, what we're bringing up.
Was idiotic.
Why you know what I'm saying, though?
If they say they don't know the game, and it's stupid.
I get it. But I'm just saying, you've opened up Pandora's box to say, why does Aaron Rodgers, the 4-time MVP that Smitty mentioned, the all-time best ball spinner that
Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion,
two-in Hall of Famer already,
Super Bowl champion,
1-time Super Bowl
champion, okay. Hard to do, hard as fuck to do.
So I'm trying to figure out how is this guy not setting himself up for critique though? When you over and over and over have some shit like this happen. I'm just saying, it's very similar to Kyrie Irving when he was talking all that shit. And I said, listen, there's no difference between these two. I was the one that said it. Because remember, everybody was using the whole black Aaron Rodgers would talk ayahuasca and go in a dark room. And I said, I don't give him no pass. Kyrie and him are the same cat to me. Kyrie, though, was saying shit and not playing. Aaron was saying shit and at least playing. Now the motherfuckers kind of last couple years. I'm just saying, it's just has to stack up, bro. I'm just telling you.